Good morning, students. In the last class, we discussed regarding structure of glucose. Structure of glucose. So, glucose can have two structures. Open chain structure and cyclic structure. So, first we are discussing regarding open chain structure. So, in the last class, we have discussed 4 points starting from molecular formula. Molecular formula was C6H12O6, which was established by various means. Empirical formula method. Various methods are there to determine the molecular formula. Mostly empirical formula method is determined. Okay. So, molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6. Then next, it contains a 6 carbon chain which has no branches. That means 6 unbranched carbon chain. It contains a carbon chain of 6 which are not branched. Like this. How it was proved? Now when it was reduced, glucose was reduced in presence of concentrated hydrogen iodide or rare phosphorus, then what it get? It get N-hexane. I'll repeat karuni. So when glucose is reduced in presence of hydrogen iodide or rare phosphorus, it produces N-hexane, which confirms that glucose has a chain, open chain structure containing 6 carbon atoms, which is unbranched, which has no branch. I step by step how the structure is elucidated. So step 1 कौन थिला ना फर्स्ट रिएक्शन जोटा हमर with concentrated hydrogen iodide or red phosphorus जो reduction थिला, it proved that glucose contains 6 carbon atoms which are not branched. Okay, so reaction with Hi or red phosphorus, there is reduction which proved that glucose has straight chain structure or a open chain structure having 6 carbon atom. Next, reaction with acetic anhydride. So when glucose reacts with acetic anhydride, it produces glucose pentacetate. It produces glucose pentacetate. जो मैंने देखी ना last video, अब देखी ना वो, so it will be clear. Now repeat करनी जोड़ा reaction. So when glucose reacts with acetic anhydride, it gives glucose pentacetate, which confirms that glucose contains 5 hydroxyl groups, and like this 5टा hydroxyl group अच्छी. Now I am keeping this one vacant. I will be putting it later on. Step by step I am going how the structure is elucidated. Okay. So next experiment with acetic anhydride confirmed that glucose contains 5 hydroxyl groups. That's why it produced glucose pentacetate, because every hydroxyl group present here was replaced by acetate ion CH3COO minus. Okay. That's why it formed glucose pentacetate. Okay, so this confirms that glucose contains 5 hydroxyl groups. Then second thing was there, each hydroxyl group is present on separate carbon atom. गोटे carbon atom रे दुईटा hydroxyl group नाहंती काहे कि ना in that case जदि गोटे carbon atom रे दुईटा hydroxyl group रहिबे, it would have been unstable. Glucose टा unstable हे जिवो. But glucose is quite stable, which confirms that the structure is valid. That means each carbon atom contains 1 hydroxyl group. Okay. Then next, the reaction reaction with hydroxylamine and hydrogen cyanide confirm the presence of carbonyl group. Presence of carbonyl group in the carbonyl means C double bond O. Presence of carbonyl group in the glucose. Okay, so the reaction, reaction with hydroxylamine which produces glucoxime. Then second was reaction with hydrogen cyanide, HCl. Okay, so these two reactions confirm that this one contains a carbonyl group like this. Okay, so up to this we discussed in the last class. That means the structure of glucose has been elucidated like this, elucidated like this. Step by step देखो. First होची carbon 6 carbon atoms which are unbranched. Second one, it contains 5 hydroxyl groups. On each carbon atom the hydroxyl groups are present separately. Then next we have justified that it contains a carbonyl group. तो जहाँ जहाँ justify होची मैं ताको से अनुसार सेठी glucose structure है पके होची. Okay. Next we will discuss the remaining two experiments. Okay. So next students, next step is number 5, reaction number 5. We have to confirm the presence of aldehyde group. The presence of carbonyl group was already confirmed in the previous example. Now we have to prove that it is an aldehyde group. Okay. So the reaction is that when glucose undergoes mild oxidation, when glucose undergoes mild oxidation in presence of bromine water it undergoes mild oxidation because bromine water is a mild oxidizing agent. Okay, so in presence of bromine water it undergoes mild oxidation to produce gluconic acid. Khali a aldehyde it will be converted to carboxyl group. So this is only possible in when an aldehyde group is present. So aldehyde is oxidized easily to carboxyl group. तेणु confirm होगला कौन ना presence of aldehyde is confirmed. Next, this gluconic acid which is produced on prolonged reduction, that means in presence of excess hydrogen iodide, it is reduced to N-hexanoic acid. Okay, so this is step 2. Gluconic acid when undergoes reduction in presence of excess hydrogen iodide, it is converted to N-hexanoic acid. So these reactions they confirm that an aldehyde group is present. So next, the presence of aldehyde group is confirmed. So this is the aldehyde group which is present here. So this is the aldehyde group which is now confirmed. Okay. So next step is confirmation of presence of aldehyde group. बाकी रहेगा के ना 6 carbon atom. So there is a primary alcoholic group present at the bottom. It will be confirmed by the next experiment. Okay, let us see what is the next experiment. Okay, so next students, the last step, that is what is present here. Now here is a primary alcoholic group present, CH2OH. That means here it is H2. So here is a primary alcoholic group present at the terminal carbon, So how it will be confirmed? Now when glucose, that is CHOH 4 CH2OH, this is glucose, undergoes oxidation in presence of a strong oxidizing agent like HNO3, that is strong oxidizing agent. Then what happens? Now it forms an aldaric acid, that is glucaric acid. कौन है इसमें देखो COOH gluconic acid এটা হতলা তারপরে CHOH whole 4 unchanged রইলা, it also becomes COOH. So this is aldaric acid, and because the aldose is glucose here, it will be glucaric acid. Okay, so this oxidation confirms that the terminal carbon atom it contains a primary alcoholic group CH2OH. So the last one is confirmed now by the reaction of glucose with HNO3, a strong oxidizing agent like HNO3. Now the last one is also confirmed that the glucose contains a primary alcoholic group at the terminal carbon atom. Okay. Now the structure of glucose, that is open chain structure of glucose, is finalized. The open chain structure of glucose looks like this. Looks like this. Let us draw it once again. Draw it once again. So it will be better for you to remember. Okay. So the open chain of structure now is clear. By these experiments it is clear. So you have to remember step by step as I told you. So first carbon atom, it contains a aldehyde group CHO like this. Then next one CHOH. I will tell you why I am writing so. Okay. The next one is also CHOH. Next one is also CHOH, because these two will be oriented at different persons, at different levels to give stereoisomers. Then CHOH. Then final one is a primary alcoholic group CH2OH. So this is the open chain structure of glucose. It is like this. Then as I told you, it contains chiral carbon atoms. How many chiral carbon atoms? Now this one is chiral carbon attached here, attached here. This side H, this side OH, or this side OH, this side H. So it is attached to 4 different atoms or 4 different groups. So it's a chiral carbon. It is also a chiral carbon. It is also a chiral carbon. It is also a chiral carbon. So glucose is optically active because it contains 4 chiral carbons. 4 chiral carbons. That means formula कौन कहती number of optical isomers possible in case of glucose केते हो रे ना 2 to the power n. Formula होची 2 to the power n. That means 2 to the power 4. That is 16. So in case of hexose, there are 16 optical isomers possible. 16 optical isomers possible. One of them is D-glucose, another is L-glucose, mannose. There are allones. There are different names as per the orientation of hydroxyl groups along the carbon chain. Okay, so there are 16 optically active isomers possible for hexose. One of them is D-glucose, and I will be telling you different names. So this is how the open chain structure of glucose was confirmed. Then as it contains 4 chiral carbons, it can have of 16 optical isomers possible. Okay. So next we will discuss the stereochemistry of glucose. Okay. So next students we will discuss the stereochemistry of glucose. I have already told you repeatedly that glucose is optically active. So what are the meanings of optically active, enantiomers, diastereomers, or stereochemistry? What does it mean? Okay. So when we speak of stereoisomers, so this is the first term, stereoisomers. This means these compounds, they have the same molecular formula, but different spatial orientation of their functional group in this space. Okay. So same molecular formula having different orientation of the functional groups in this space are known as stereoisomers. So stereoisomers can be of 2 types. Okay. Can be of 2 types. That is enantiomers, and diastereomers. Okay. So any compound which can have different spatial orientation, thereby giving different conformations, different molecules, are known as stereoisomers. Koi dechi definition. So stereoisomer can be of 2 types, enantiomer and diastereomers. So enantiomer means they are optically active. That means one enantiomer will be a mirror image of the another. That means once you do the mirror of the exact reflection support jaha disibo se hochi seta hochi enantiomer. So they are also known as optical isomers. Why? Now because they are the exact non-superimposable, माने परस्पर ऊपर impose करी होनी, superimpose करी होनी, non-superimposable imposable mirror images of each other. ताहले एनान्सियोमर कहा कहबा ना दे आर ऑप्टिकल आइसोमर्स दैट मींस ताको कॉन्फिगरेशन विथ डिफरेंस कोन ना गोटे कॉन्फिगरेशन मझे जो मिरर रखि जाय ता रिफ्लेक्शन जहा आसीबो द अदर एनान्सियोमर इज हैविंग द सेम स्ट्रक्चर तम ताको हमें एनान्सियोमर बा ऑप्टिकल आइसोमर सो दे हैव नॉन सुपरइम्पोजेबल मिरर इमेजेस ऑफ ईच अदर ओके परस्पर नॉन सुपर मतलब परस्पर संगे इम्पोज सुपरइम्पोज हेई परिबोनी सेमति मिरर इमेज दे कंटेन ओके सो दे आर कॉल्ड एनान्सियोमर्स देन डायस्टेरियोमर्स which are non super which are not mirror images of each other, mirror images of each other, but the orientation, spatial orientation, it will be better to write spatial orientation, but this orientation in space, but the spatial orientation takes place at one or more carbon atoms. So they are called diastereomers. Okay, they are called diastereomers. So माने परस्पर मिरर इमेज नहोती खाली चेंज कोन आसीबो ना गोटे बा एकाधिक वन और मोर कार्बन एटम पकरे ता स्पेशल ओरिएंटेशन हेतो मन करे गोटे करे एठी एपटे ओएच ग्रुप थिबो आटरे आर पटे ओएच ग्रुप थिबो ओके सो दे डिफर ओनली बाय देयर स्पेशल ओरिएंटेशन बट नॉट नेसेसरली मिरर इमेजेस ऑफ ईच अदर ताको हमें डायस्टेरियोमर्स एग्जांपल एठी एग्जांपल एनान्सियोमर होची तुमार डी ग्लूकोज which is an exact mirror image of L glucose. आप आसिबी तुमको D glucose कौन L glucose कौन so these are the examples of enantiomers. एटी एग्जांपल वन रखिबो एटी दुईटा टर्म तुमका हरि फ्यूचर रे यूज करबी एपिमर्स एटी दुईटा टर्म यूज हो एपिमोर that means when they differ by their spatial orientation only at one carbon atom ता कोइबा में एपिमोर एग्जांपल D glucose and D mannose. आपरे एस्पेक्ट स्ट्रक्चर को D ग्लूकोज और D mannose केवल C2 पाखरे केवल ताको ओरिएंटेशन डिफर करछ आउ सब समान सो दे आर कॉल्ड एपिमर्स दैट मींस वेयर द कॉन्फिगरेशन ओनली चेंजेस एट वन कार्बन एटम विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू देयर स्पेशल ओरिएंटेशन ताको कहबा में एपिमोर आपरे आसीबा में एग्जांपल मन लिखो D ग्लूकोज एंड D mannose तापर से सेम एपिमोर आउट एक्सटेंशन होची एनोमर Enomer is also an epimer, but here the configuration changes at carbon containing hemiacetal group. ताले example मन लिखिबो alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. They are called enomers. They are called enomers because the orientation of hydroxyl groups only changes at the first carbon atom, that is C1 carbon atom. So it is known as a enomer. So enomer is also an epimer. ताले epimer का कहबा ना जोठी orientation केवल गोटे कार्बन एटम पकरे चेंज होतो सेटा को epimer कहबा. That means enomer is also an epimer, but कोठी हबो ना कार्बन containing hemiacetal group सेठी हबो. ताले एग्जांपल मन रखिबो alpha D glucose, beta D glucose, which we will be discussing next. Okay. Then next students will discuss the stereochemistry of glucose. So we will start with D and L notation. So D and L notation was introduced by already considered तुमको Fischer and Rozanov. So it is also otherwise known as Fischer and Rozanov convention. So how it is assigned? Now with respect to structure of glyceraldehyde. So first we will draw the structure of glyceraldehyde CHO CHOH CH2OH. Okay. So this is the structural formula of glyceraldehyde. So this is glyceraldehyde. Okay, glyceraldehyde. dehyde. So same formula I am once again writing CHO CHOH CH2OH. So this is also glyceraldehyde having the same formula but different orientation. So this is also glyceraldehyde. So what is the only change you mark between these two? कौन change टा mark करछो? Now here the orientation has changed. So here the hydroxyl group is present on the right side. So here the hydroxyl group which decides the naming. So the naming is decided by the presence of hydroxyl group. So here the hydroxyl group is present on the right side. So it is called D-glyceraldehyde. It is called D-glyceraldehyde. ताले assign केमती होची मन रखिला? So with respect to presence of hydroxyl group. So if the hydroxyl group is present on the right hand side, then it is assigned with D convention or D notation. So hydroxyl group the right side रची, so it becomes D-glyceraldehyde. So एठी hydroxyl group कोठी अछि? The hydroxyl group is present on the left hand side, so it will be called or it will be assigned with L notation. So it is L-glyceraldehyde. So this is the basis of DL notation as assigned to sugar. So the sugar family can be broadly divided into two categories with respect to DL notation. One is D sugar, one is L sugar. Okay. So next, according to it, we will draw the configuration of D glucose. Then you will tell me what is the configuration of L glucose. Okay. So students, you just show how D and L notations are assigned to glucose or very other sugars. So depending on the presence of hydroxyl group, the D and L notations are assigned. So if the hydroxyl group is present on the right hand side, then it is D1. If the hydroxyl group is present on the left hand side, it is L1. Okay. So this is the structure of glucose. Let us see what type of glucose it is, whether it is D glucose or whether it is L glucose. Okay. So for this we will be numbering the carbon. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is also 6. So there are 6 carbon atoms, we have to number them. So in case of hexose, what is done? Now there are many hydroxyl groups, so which we have to take as the reference. Now you have to take the 5th carbon as the reference. So you have to take the 5th carbon as the reference. So here the reference is the 5th carbon. So this is the reference point to name a hexose, whether it is D glucose or whether it is L glucose, whether it is D mannose or whether it is L mannose. So normally 5th carbon atom is taken as the reference. So with respect to it, the D and L notations are assigned. Okay. So here look, the hydroxyl group is on the right hand side. That means right hand side also को glucose होगा, it will be D glucose. So because in the 5th carbon atom, the hydroxyl group is present on the right hand side, here the group is present on the right hand side, so it will be D glucose. Okay. Then how to write down the structure of L glucose? Now as I told you, it will be a mirror image of D glucose. So suppose we put a mirror here. Suppose we put a mirror here. ताले mirror रो जेमती image आसीबो, that will be the structure of L glucose. So the mirror image of D glucose will be L glucose. Okay. So last one, no problem. Put it as it is, CH2OH. Then so we'll just place OH groups according to the mirror reflection. So look, OH is present here. So here it will be OH. H will be present. एपटो आसी रिफ्लेक्शन ले एपटे H अछि ताले की आसीबो एपटको ना H रहइबो एपटो की आसीबो OH ताले एपडो अछि OH ताले एपडो आसी जिवो OH एपडो आसी जिवो H एपडो अछि OH ताले OH कोड आसी जिवो एपडो आसी जिवो OH H will be here. Look, this is the exact mirror image of D glucose, so it will be L glucose. Okay, so look here the numbering करवा उतरे 1 2 3 4 5 6. So with respect आगे कहाँ को नंबर रेफरेंस पे दीजिए तुमको fifth carbon atom रा hydroxyl group कौन पड़ा ची left hand side रा ची. So when it is left hand side, it will be assigned L notation. So it is the formula of L glucose. Okay. So how to another key is there how to remember or draw the structure of glucose. It may be D or L. मनोला D पाई कौन करिया पड़ो. So there is only change with respect to positioning of groups. देखो केवल आउ सब साइड रे OH group समान रहउची केवल ऑपोजिट के रहउची ना थर्ड कार्बन एटम रे आ देखो एपरे सब गुडा OH को पड़ अछि OH is present on the right hand side only at third carbon atom OH is present on the left hand side एपरे जस्ट उल्टी गला all the hydroxyl groups are present on the left hand side केवल at third carbon atom it is present on the right hand side तेनु fifth carbon atom तो मन रहला रेफरेंस so ड्रॉ करिया पे आउर ट्रिक मन रखिबो only the orientation of OH group is reverse in the reverse side in case of third carbon atom आउ बाकी राइट साइड रे सबले रहिबे कि डी ग्लूकोज सबुडा हाइड्रोक्सिल राइट साइड रहबो केवल थर्ड एटम रे रहबो लेफ्ट साइड रे सेमि एल रे सबुडा रहिबे लेफ्ट साइड रे थर्ड एटम रहबो राइट साइड सो दैट इज अनदर ट्रिक टू रिमेंबर द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ डी ग्लूकोज एंड एल ग्लूकोज मनइबो अब नथिबो आउट ऑफ these two D glucose is digested by our body it is digested by our body what L glucose is not digested by our body okay then so this is regarding D and L notation. Then another type of notation is given which I told you in the last class that is as per the optical activity that means an optical active isomer can rotate the plane of polarized light in two possible directions kahichi so accordingly small d small l notations are given which we will be discussing next okay then next students will go for small d small l notation so I have already told you this notation is purely given based on optical activity. Optical activity means what? Now, when an isomer is optically active, it has the capacity to rotate the plane of polarized lights in two possible directions. So, when optically active isomer or enantiomer that is called enantiomer कोई सा चल रही isomer can rotate the plane of polarized light in two possible directions गोटे plane टा को direction मिल परियो either it will be clockwise or it will be anti-clockwise so when the plane of polarized light is rotated in the clockwise direction or orientation when it undergoes clockwise orientation or it is it rotates the plane in a clockwise direction then plus sign कौन sign टा assign करा जाए a plus sign is assigned plus sign either a plus sign is assigned or D sign is assigned D means dextrorotatory so D stands for dextrorotatory जेतेबेले प्लेन ऑफ पोलराइज्ड लाइट ता पॉजिटिव डायरेक्शन दैट मींस क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन रे रोटेट होबो देन को साइन हम असाइन करबो ना प्लस साइन और डी साइन इज असाइन डी साइन मींस D stands for dextrorotatory similarly when the plane of polarized light will be rotated in anti-clockwise direction then a minus sign negative sign a minus sign or negative sign is assigned or L sign L which stands for कौन कहती lavorotatory lavorotatory sign is assigned okay so this is how D and L notations are assigned small d small l purely मन रखिबो it is different from capital D capital L कहि सारछि बारंबार. So here it is purely for enantiomers, that means which are optically active isomers. So they have the capacity to rotate the plane of polarized light in two possible directions. जदि plane of polarized light को से positive direction में बुले गला ताले a plus sign or D sign, small d sign will be assigned. Small d काई दिया जिवो ना, it stands for dextro-rotatory. Okay. Similarly, यदि plane of polarized light को से anti-clockwise direction में rotate करेला, then a negative sign, minus sign will be assigned, or L, small l, that is for libo-rotatory will be assigned. अच्छा, looking at the structure of the isomer, you cannot assign D or L, small d or small l. So it is experimentally oriented. So accordingly, you have to find out which one is dextro-rotatory, which one is libo-rotatory. So I have already told you, naturally occurring glucose, naturally occurring glucose is dextro-rotatory, in nature. That means naturally occurring glucose which is available in the honey, in the grapes, etc. It rotates the plane of polarized light in the positive direction, clockwise direction. So it is dextro-rotatory in nature. Say by तुम कौन कहती ता नाम कौन? It is called dextrose. Last class में कौन सा already? That's why it is called dextrose. So all the naturally occurring glucose, they are dextro-rotatory in nature. तुम को हम केमती लिखिबा ना मन को D notation अछि D plus glucose. So this is how it is written. DL notation, capital notation जोड़ा कहती तुमको Fischer Rothenberg notation D, that means fifth hydroxyl group is in the right hand side. Then plus means it rotates the plane of polarized light in the clockwise direction. So this is all about your stereochemistry of glucose. Suppose we want to draw the Fischer convention, Fischer projection of glucose, Fischer projection of glucose. So how we can draw? One carbon atom, carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5. So for D glucose, OH will be at this side, H will be at this side. Then 1, 2, 3. For this only the OH group will be present on the left hand side. For remaining all, OH will be present here like this. Okay. So this is how Fischer projection for this is for D glucose is written. Fischer projection for D glucose is written like this. So first carbon atom is here, second one here, third one here, fourth one here, fifth one here, and this is the sixth carbon atom. Okay. And as for the assignment for D glucose, OH should be present on the right hand side. Then आ गोटे ट्रिक कोन कहितली केवल थर्ड कार्बन एटम पाखरे OH ता अदर साइड रहइबो, बाकी सब समान साइड रहइबो. So this is how you have to draw the Fischer projection of D glucose. Then assignment for today's class, दुईटा assignment रहला, mindfully सुनो. First one I told you what is an epimer. Epimer कहिछि, epimer is a diastereomer in which the orientation of the hydroxyl groups is different only at one carbon atom, that is at second carbon atom in case of glucose. So I told you that D mannose is the epimer of D glucose. D mannose is the epimer of D glucose. कही देछि already. So first assignment you have to draw the structure of D mannose and send it to me. कौन कहली hints कौन देली ना D mannose is an epimer of D glucose. So you have to draw the structure of D mannose and send it to me. Okay. Next you have to draw the fixture projection of L glucose. D glucose draw कर देइछि, you have to draw the fixture projection of L glucose. So these two are the assignments. तो मझे गोटे ब्रेक पाई जाइछ, तनु तुमे रिलैक्स हो जाइथिबो. So hope all of you have followed my earlier classes. आज के क्लास में जहाँ बुझिलो. So based on this, you do the assignments and send it to me to my WhatsApp number. So this is for today. I will teach the next one, that is your evidence for cyclic structure of glucose in the next class. Thank you very much.